Hi again, I'm John Nielsen with Wing Chun Hall, here to discuss Wing Chun, your best self-defense option. And I am a member of some forums on Facebook, and recently I looked at one of those forums and there was an article about Wing Chun's limitations. He said Wing Chun is not unlimited. He said that Wing Chun is a brilliant method of self-defense, but it is only good at a certain range, and that either side of that range you have to supplement your training, and so you've got to follow his method and you've got to get more training, more his training basically, which is a pretty important point to make, except it's completely false. He fell prey to one of the classic blunders, the most famous of which is never get involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known as this: don't mistake the part for the whole. Okay, so what he's trying to say, basically, is that Wing Chun is equal to rolling hands. Now, the truth is, Wing Chun has a much more than rolling hands, and you don't need to follow his method to understand how to deal with other ranges. He's forgetting the obvious fact that Wing Chun also uses knives to fight, which is in a different range than rolling hands, and they use swords, which is another range, and they use poles, which is in a completely different range, okay? So there are multiple ranges that you can use, and obviously you have those ranges in the forms. If you really look at and examine the dummy form and the explosive extremities form, and even fundamental concepts form, you find that you have other methods to use at different ranges, okay? Now look, a gun is only useful at a certain range. Too close, it's not useful. Too far, it's not useful, okay? But you can use a gun in Wing Chun, okay? You can use a sword in Wing Chun, you can use a pole in Wing Chun, you could use an intercontinental ballistic missile in Wing Chun if you could get one, okay? So, Wing Chun is much more than just rolling hands, so you should not confuse the two, and you don't need his method. All you need to do is explore the forms in more detail. Now, I'll talk about that in another video. Thanks.